Welcome to Rated Radio Plus. I'm your host, Shane Wyndham. This is Breaking Benjamin versus EVANS Blue. Let's dig in. We're going to start here with EVANS Blue. This matchup is one I picked because I'm partial to the groups. I did randomize the albums though, so I did not get to choose the albums. But the album that rolled for EVANS Blue was their debut, The Melody and the Energetic Nature of Sound from 2006. Out of the 11 tracks, I thought 11 were great. My bottom track was The Promise and the Threat, and my top track was Eclipsed. The music makes me feel like I'm wading into winter waters, following the love of my life, leaving me. As for the album itself, take all the frigid, sludge-like black and blue emo of a group like Stained, toss in the Tangled Heart lyrical style of early to mid Silverchair, and top it with some of that 10 Years or Incubus vocal delivery with all its meditative qualities, and suddenly you're heart deep in the near gothic metal which is EVANS Blue. There aren't a ton of excessive notes or solos, things can get a bit too growly and breathy at times, and it loses mild steam toward the end with minor repetition and length woes. But there's something about the collective noise this group makes which grabs me by the dreamer's regret and refuses to let go. It's like someone figured out how to bottle the feel of stepping into an icy wind and won't stop setting bombs of it off in my moonlit ears. Hearing this for the first time in ages, I was surprised by how often the vocals don't simply trace lines over the underlying melody. Its poeticism remains impressive, and though the bass has a tendency to get lost, and many breakdowns are more like emotional gut punches than they are intricate badassery, this is a disc I can confidently say deserves to be thought of as something nearer to a perfect listen than others which reach those complete 7 out of 10s without striving for more. This thing is essential for anyone who fancies themselves a dark rock fan, or someone who appreciates lyrics which do more than skate on thin ice, as these break right the fuck through more often than not. So don't let the appearance of a Sarah McLachlan cover fool you. This is all heavy-hitting waves in that emotional ocean. Let's take a break. So the TikTok Billboard hit I listened to this time around was a song called Running Off by what I'm guessing is supposed to be Jay Shawty. It's JSHXWTY. Again, what the fuck is with y'all in your names? I don't get it. Just Shexwoody would be just as understandable for pronunciation here. As much as I dig TikTok for introducing me to new music I like and helping me find other like-minded people, there are areas of it in terms of content which I'll never understand. Sections I like to think of as fully mindless anti-entertainment. And this song belongs squarely in that side of the dream pool. Less than 2 minutes of my life lost to this, yet I'm still mad about it. Firstly, it's an instrumental track with an explicit content notice because someone yammers out the N-word at the outset. The initial hit of the melody made me think this might be something pleasant, but then it proceeds to play what is essentially the same thing over and over and over with some keyboard's funk bass effect. The backing melody just follows along to the same weak melody, and the drums are lackluster as well. The short of it, save yourself the annoyance and don't purposely turn this on, ever. 1 out of 10 stars from me. Now let's go talk about Breaking Benjamin. The random album I got for Breaking Benjamin was Phobia from 2006. Out of the 13 tracks, I thought 11 were great. My bottom track was Intro, and my top track, surprisingly, was Breath. I'm always surprised by a hit making my top track, by the way. It's not par for the course for me. In my own head, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. The music makes me feel like I survived being poisoned by the girl I thought was the one. Sounding like some heartache-laden combination of Stained and Cold, the way Breaking Benjamin manages easily switching from rocking out to heavy-hitting emotional spacing in their wall of sound, such as you'd get from Killswitch Engage, really is like a magic trick, which brings sentimental tears out of you instead of applause. I love how nearly every track sticks to some clear rules about having a bridge that's either emotionally devastating or filled with solo guitar. having choruses executed no more than 3 times, and having a sweeping instrumental interplay between all members without things ever staying cluttered for long. You can pick out each instrument. Burnley's voice is like a lullaby for the heartbroken who need to keep feeling in order to heal, and nothing here requires much of any patience on part of the listener to get to that next brilliant peak. While the melodies shift plenty and the drums are delightfully intricate, the music isn't so full of notes that it's going to be mistaken for metal by the metalheads out there. Also, even though I feel moved by much of the lyrics, they're not as intimate as they easily could be, clearly opting for mass relatability over unique poeticism. I personally would have cut the intro and outro altogether, and things do feel a bit too familiar by the time you get to Unknown Soldier and Had Enough, which makes the distinctive vibe of You Fight Me something of a shock to the system by the time that comes around. Critiques accounted for, this remains an album whose sound I almost always enjoy hearing. My ratings are pretty tall, yet I worry that I'm being so hard on the lyricism that I'm often discounting just how immersive and skilled Ben's voice is. So for me, this disc is a lot like that go-to loaf of bread. You likely won't care much for the end pieces, but you'll enjoy every slice of what remains. Even when you're tired of eating sandwiches, you'll still be unable to argue that Benjamin's Broken Loaf isn't satisfying as fuck. Please like or subscribe if you're still listening, and remember, you can send all kinds of feedback to rated_radio@yahoo.com. What's tough for me about this matchup is that each got the same number of tracks rated a great or better, and that I tend to slightly prefer the Evans Blue lyrics while mildly preferring Breaking Benjamin's instrumental spacing. To make matters worse, I'd struggle to choose between the vocalists for a winner, albeit for varying reasons. Still, because Evans Blue landed more 10s and didn't waste my time on lesser intro or outro tracks, they're getting the win. Regardless, this was a head-to-head where both artists delivered something special, so be sure to give each album a shot if you've yet to. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Catch the main show every Friday at 9 a.m., and I'll be back with more Rated Radio Plus in 2 weeks. Plenty of time to fill your world with music.